And welcome back again, Rebelo Gamers. We are continuing on this journey right now. We are painting some of the new vespid stingwing, which I was doing in a previous video and absolutely talking some utter rubbish. So let's continue with that tone. And I guess what I want you all to do is tell me, how have you been? What's on your hobby table? What have we got going on? What are we painting? Have we got any games in? Anyone? Possibly not. But if so, comment, let us know. We do like to not only share how we're going, in terms of whether that's me doing some shit painting skills or terribly managing to play the game. And I'm only joking about the shit painting skills. I am definitely improving, although today I don't feel like my hands are as smooth as they normally are, because I'm really struggling to get this to paint the way I want it to, nice and finely. I am absolutely, I will say, butchering it. %, I'm going to say I'm butchering the absolute bejeebers out of this. Although, we're on to the second wing for the day. And maybe this is the point in time where I'm actually going to not fuck it up so much. Now again, I'm just going to excuse my language there, because probably shouldn't swear, but it happens. YouTube, my bad. Don't hate me too much. I'm just trying to do my best here, and to be honest, it ain't happening. It is definitely not happening. The most interesting conversation just happened off camera via my text messages to the lovely Mrs. Rebler. She has just informed me that these are super creepy coloured. I think I'm quite happy with that distinction, that they are creepily coloured. I could probably accept that as a, excuse that terrible upside down cup in the camera, not being able to see what I'm doing. I would accept that as a pretty accurate description of this model. I think it's going to be more entertaining when I get in and paint the actual insides of these wings, which I'm hoping I can do later on, seeing as I have a couple completed now. That it comes out not too bad, and really the way I'm looking for, which is probably going to be more of a trial and error type scenario, but I do at least know that I will be able to just kind of lather on the particular colour I'm planning on using, in hope that, because it's going to be very see-through, I may even try and dry brush the wings before I go with this colour, because it may allow for some entertaining prospects. So we're 2 down. The colour we're using is Nighthaunt Gloom. Move that over close and a bit of a shake again. Contrast paints and all. They're very peculiar when you use them. And again, as we move to our next model, and again, I'm actually using, as I was saying before, I should have one more, a blue one. Don't know where it is. It's got a walkabout. It happened. It's kind of actually annoying because there should be 5. A blue. These are all paint. These paint handles that I'm using are all custom made. Thanks to is it Nestle who own M&M's? M&M company. They're the ones that supplied these lovely painting handles through no fault of their own. Very much through the fault of my purchasing my sugar hit for a day. Deciding that I should be a bad boy and have sugar, which I'm not supposed to because, reasons. And so they have very much, don't know that they've provided it, but they have. They have provided some very helpful, useful painting handles in terms of how easy it makes getting some paint on like, the ability to hold and twist the style of painting handle it is really does help with getting paint on models because of the ability just to move the brush around as per the handle as per required. And because they're a very small cylinder, it's not very hard to, as you can see, quickly rotate around. I can turn them upside down if need be. This one's going to be a little tougher. He's really got that gun strapped to his lid. But it might be easier getting some of the arm painted per se. I know I did getting the neck in there, on the head antennas, the back of this. Well, I'm pretty sure it's called a carapace. Bugs have a hard outer shell. I'm pretty sure their hard outer shell is definitely called a carapace. But I do agree that I've just been told the colour of this is very creepy, and I'm not going to say it's not. I actually am pleasantly happy with the colour I've chosen after just testing another colour on a model just to see how it was going to play out. I wasn't overly impressed with the scheme of colour I got. It just didn't quite match up to my envisioned colour, and I didn't think anything would then. But I was thinking, I didn't think that I could find probably don't have a blue on hand that would meet what I was after. And so I threw down some of this on that same model, and then once it had gone on the model before it even finished drying, I said, I haven't found exactly what I'm after. So that is at least some sort of semblance of a bonus. I'm going to go back and fix that guy's hands because I didn't do it. Because, again, I'm at the point of just slapping colour on in that the old slap chop fashion that some painters use. It's a very beginner friendly painting style, and I know I'm not a beginner. I know I've really, to be honest, been painting for a few years, and depending on what it is and how confident I am will depend on how I paint. These bugs, I will say, this is more about speed rather than style, because I want to get them done as quickly as possible to take the pressure per se off what else has to be done in order to get my army complete for the tournament coming up in September, which I'm pretty sure I've made mention of before. That's actually quite heavily thingoed. I can actually get... So I'm very quietly talking to myself at the moment because I'm just concentrating on this particular hand because it's such a big section of hand that's gripping this gun part here. I can actually use the thicker brush that I've got at the moment just to get as much of that component painted as possible without having to really forego too much. Again, poking the screen of the brush in the wrong spot where you can't see what I'm doing. Because I have this thing again, because these particular things allow you to turn the model around quite comfortably in some very, I'm going to say very, very crazy ways. That definitely makes life a lot easier in terms of getting two spots where you didn't think you would be able to get, and then doing that allows for, more control to a degree, quicker completion. So I'm going to say it now, a good painting handle is definitely worth having. It doesn't really matter where it comes from, to be honest. It can come from a proper GW ones, which I have. It could be, one that you've created yourself, one that's been brought 3D printed, anything. I do, as I said, I do have to find my last one because I don't quite know where it got to, which is kind of going to put the... I better do his wings actually. Well, actually, what I will do is that I'm going to make this video slightly shorter because I'm going to run away for a second or two. So, as per normal, you know the drill, guys. If you like what I'm doing, like, subscribe, leave a comment, tell me all about your Warhammer, how you going, be it 40k or Age of Sigmar, whether you're painting D&D minis, busts, Halo, Marvel, is it Crisis Protocols, Star Wars, Armada, anything. Doesn't matter what hobby you're doing. Let us know, share, comment, and yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye for now.